After the 2-ingredient ancient fig pudding, you all asked the same question. Does this magic work with apricots or dates? Today I'm putting them to the test to find out. I recently shared an ancient Turkish recipe made with 2 ingredients, fig and milk. It's a beautiful pudding, has a different technique that you bring the 2 ingredients and let them sleep to become a pudding. And you asked me if you can make it with different dried fruits. So here we are, I'm trying it with apricots and dates. And the results were interesting. We're gonna find out together. So in the previous fig pudding recipe, I used 200 grams of dried figs for 1 liter of milk. In this case, I'm gonna make it half and use around 100 grams of apricots, which is around 14 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I have 14 of them. You can also count as is to make with 2 cups of milk. And here I have my dates. And these are around 120 grams. Since I'm going to pit them, it's gonna weigh less. And you can adjust the sweetness by adding more or less. It's up to you. The first thing I'm gonna do is to pit my dates and soak both of them in some hot water, just enough to cover for about half an hour and get softened. My approach for this recipe was to use the same amount of dried fruits, but my apricots were not that sweet and the dates instead were very sweet. So you can also keep that in mind and use more or less. These are Iranian dates I'm using, already soft and perfect for baking cookies to sweeten any cakes. But you can experiment with whichever dates you can find on the market. This is 1 cup hot water, just going to use as much as it needs. And let me cover so they stay warm while soaking the water. Let's cover our milk too and wait for half an hour. This dessert is inspired by one of the oldest kitchen habits in Anatolia, using dried fruits to naturally sweeten dishes. Well, obviously, people didn't have sugar at that time, so they were using whatever fruit they have, and to preserve them year-long, they were sun-drying it and using during the winter. Apricots have special place here in Turkey, especially in Malatya city, which is famous worldwide with their beautiful apricots. Turning these sun-dried fruits into a warm, comforting dessert was a way of enjoying sunshine even in winter. One of my favorite way of cooking the apricots are making compote. Fruit compote, composto we call in Turkish, and traditionally we have it as a side dish along with fluffy rice pilav with the meat dishes, and it is so beautiful. I highly recommend to try it. Okay, I heated up my milk into 59 Celsius degree this time because I'm gonna pour it in here, the half of it, 2 cups, so it will go down a little bit. I wanted to scale, so I used this cup, but it is better to use the narrow blender's own cup. You will see why in a minute. And first I'm gonna make the sleepy date pudding. It is still 53 degrees. I have a little bit water left here. It has the sweetness, so I'm just gonna add it to, I don't want to waste. And going to blend with the hand blender. Oops. It was one of the rare moments I didn't use apron and I got splashed all over me. Okay, be careful while blending. So I'm gonna pour this mixture into my cups. They seem very thin now, but they will hopefully set beautifully. And now gonna do the same thing with the apricots. They are still a little bit hard, not very soft, but I will try my best. Let's use less milk first and then add the rest. Unfortunately, the white bowl I'm using didn't work, especially with the apricots because they are still hard. Either you can cut into squares first or just use the bowl of the hand blender. After processing for a time, I added the rest of the milk gradually until it is completely pureed. I discovered the secret behind the fig version. It's an enzyme called ficin. It naturally thickens the milk, acting almost like a yeast or rennet. Since apricots and dates don't have this magic ingredient, I wasn't sure if it would set. But I decided to trust the process and I let the dessert sleep in a warm spot wrapped snugly in 2 tablecloths and let it rest for 2 to 3 hours. After 3 hours, the result wasn't as firm as I hoped. The room temperature just wasn't holding the heat, I guess, despite the sunny window. To save the warmth, I transferred them into an oven preheated to 50 degrees and gave them another 2 hours of sleep. Then I transferred them to the fridge to chill until morning. The next day, I couldn't wait to check the results. First up, the apricot. To my surprise, it set perfectly. It tastes very light and refreshing, though I have to admit it's not quite as creamy or sweet as the original fig version. Then I tried the date version. Unfortunately, as you can understand from its jiggling, this one didn't set at all. It developed a foam on top, but the rest was basically a drink. However, the flavor was incredible. It had a rich caramel-like aroma. So if you want to make this with dates, the sleeping method won't work. You should definitely add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and cook it on the stove top to get that creamy texture. So that concludes my experiment. My advice, if you can find dried figs, the original recipe is still the king. But for a healthy, digestion-friendly alternative, the apricots are also a great success. If you enjoyed this experiment, please leave a like and share your thoughts below if you would try the apricot version or fig. I'll see you in the next video. Afiyet olsun.